Are you excited for vacation?
I am. We're going to the Finger Lakes this year. Have you ever been there?
I haven't. Where are they?
It's home to amazing parks and restaurants and fabulous attractions, like the Field Museum, the Museum of Science and Industry, the Adler Planetarium, and the Shedd Aquarium.
What you were watching was a demonstration of how much better with clarity that you could hear with our today's special, the MDHearing Neo in-ear OTC hearing aids. Now, this is the thing. I want you to give us a few moments, because if you're saying hearing aids, I know that's probably something that I need, but I've been resisting it for a lot of reasons. Just give us a few moments to explain how these are different than what you see out there. The price that you see at $249.99, that is our today's special price. You are not paying more. That is not a flex pay. I know when you say, wait a minute, I'm getting hearing aids that I can adjust the sound to my own comfort level. I can adjust the fit to my own comfort level. I do not need to add batteries because they actually are rechargeable and come with 2 charging cases. And all I have to do is adjust it to my perfect, comfortable fit, and that's it. And now I can hear more clearly, more seamlessly. It makes all the difference. And I'm not spending hundreds and thousands of dollars to do it. Oh, and if I don't want the world to know that I'm wearing a hearing aid, you pop them in your ears and you almost can't even see them. But the clarity of the sound of the people you're talking to and the people that you're hearing around you is so much better. You no longer feel like you're underwater hearing. I love this today's special. I think it's so important, but this is the deal. This is the only hearing aid today special that we have for the entire year, and it's the lowest price that we've got it for, and this is the time to go ahead and shop for it. So our price of under $250 is fantastic. Let me just kind of break it down for you. The hearing aids with the charging case on their own, with one charging case, would be almost $300. Another almost $100 for an additional case. We're giving you 2 cases. We're giving you everything else that you need. You do not need batteries because these are rechargeable. Oh, and one other thing, because I want you to give us a listen to the presentation. But if you want to try them out, you've got 45 days. There are very few products that we say that for here at HSN. Typically, it's 30-day money-back return, okay? 30-day return policy. But with these, because we want you to give it a good try and not feel like you're being rushed, you've got a 45-day return policy. So if after 45 days they're not right for you, you send them back, but I don't think you will. We've got a lot to share with you. So Dr. Sandra Porps is joining us. She's an audiologist. She's been with MDHearing, and we love that you're here at HSN.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. This is what, you know, we sell a lot of different things here at HSN.
Yes.
Some of them are for fun, some of them are for entertainment. This is literally for the wellness of our life.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
Hearing, not having your hearing cuts you off from people. So getting hearing back, getting what you're missing back, it's a game changer. It really is.
It really is. Okay, so let's talk about really quickly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we resist getting hearing aids for a lot of reasons. What are some of those reasons?
So stigma. You know, you don't want people to know that, oh, I have a hearing loss, I have a hearing problem. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm actually wearing one. You can't even see it. So I'm wearing one here in my left ear. If I turn my back sort of to you and like angle, then you can kind of see it. I don't know how often you go around looking in people's ear canals. I'm an audiologist and I don't really even do that. So it's really small. So you can't tell, nobody knows you're wearing it. The other parts are accessibility. So, you know, making those doctor's appointments and going back to clinic, it takes about 5 visits in the first year typically to get your hearing aids sort of dialed in.
5, and those are like co-pays each visit and getting there.
All of those things. This, you don't have to do any of that. Everything comes right to your house. With HSN, you all have free shipping, which is amazing. I hate paying for shipping, so love the free shipping. And we have excellent manuals, really, really easy to use. We'll go over that in a minute. But the other thing is that affordability.
Yes.
Hearing aids in the U.S. cost literally thousands of dollars. The average pair of hearing aids in the U.S. cost $5,000.
Are you serious?
It's so sad. It's so sad. And I mean, I don't have $5,000 just sitting around, you know, but this is affordable. This brings all those things,
Right.
the stigma, the accessibility, the affordability. It brings all of it. It gets rid of all of it.
All of it, and so for that reason, I wanted to start off with the presentation with that, because if you're saying, oh my gosh, I've heard about hearing aids, but they cost too much and they're too hard to work with and all of the things, these are different, and this is why I really want you to take a listen, whether it's for yourself or whether you have a loved one, and maybe sometimes we don't do the best things for ourselves, but we will move heaven and earth for our loved ones. And so if you have somebody in your life who you know could benefit from our today's special, then I want you to pick these up for that person, all right? So let's dive into it. Let's kind of take a tour of everything that you're getting.
Absolutely. So you have the two hearing aids, right and left, because most people do have hearing loss in both ears. That's pretty natural, pretty normal. Okay. So you have hearing loss in both ears. They're really easy. I don't know if you can kind of really get in there, but they're labeled right and left. So you're not going to mess them up. You're not going to push them in too far. You're not going to put the right ear in your left ear. They're labeled really easy for you. You have 3 different domes. So medium domes come on the hearing aid, and then you also get small and large. That's because everyone's ear canal is a little bit different. So depending on what size you need, you can just change that. You can just adjust that. I happen to wear small. Other people wear, medium, large. Ear canals are different shapes and sizes. So we have the different domes that sort of mold with your ear. You get the wax guards. So wax guards think of them like little buckets. Hearing aids are exposed to wax and moisture in our ears. It's fine, that's exactly what they're supposed to be. The wax guards are little buckets you can change, make them nice and clean again. You do that about once a month or so. Nice. You get a cleaning tool, which is right here. It's sort of went for a little drive there. So right there, you just brush it off. It's really, really easy to keep clean. You get the 2 charging cases, which I love. That is an HSN special to getting that extra charging case. You can keep one, with you by your bedside, put the other one in the car, in a bag, anywhere you think you might go, or if you lose it, not to worry, you have an extra. You get, of course, the charging cable, and we give you the brick too. I don't know the last time you bought something that was electronic, didn't come with the brick.
No.
Drives me nuts.
I know, me too.
So we get the brick too. So you get all of that. For less than you would normally get just the hearing aids themselves.
You're getting all of it, and this is why shopping with us here at HSN, especially when it's a today's special, you really get the best of the best. So what you're seeing right now are the hearing aids in the case.
Yes.
So talk me through, once I get them home,
so
what do I do?
Once you get them home, the first thing you're going to do is charge them.
Okay.
So, and I think I have a cord right here.
Okay.
I do, wonderful. So first thing you're going to do is charge them. And when you do that, I have these backwards here, you're going to see that bottom light lights up. And that bottom light is showing you that, hey, I'm plugged in, I'm ready to be charged. Then the next thing that's going to happen is the lights are going to start flashing, and that's going to tell you how much charge is left. It takes about 2.5 hours to charge them, so not a real long time. All these lights will be green when it's fully charged, and then you take them out of the case. I'm going to take this out here so I can have both my hands. Use my personal ones.
Okay. And I like that you're getting both cases. They're going to perform exactly the same way.
Yep, exactly the same way. So they'll be in the case, just like that. The case is also labeled left and right.
And the case is magnetic, so they're not going to fall out.
No, they're not going to fall out.
It's the simple things that make me happy.
It makes so much easier.
Yes.
You take it out. You want to adjust it so that that's facing away from you. The L or R is facing away from you.
Okay.
Put it in your ear. That's up.
And that's it?
That's it.
So do I have to turn it on?
You do have to turn it on.
Okay.
Yes, you do have to turn it on. So I'm going to show you one of these.
Let's see.
All you do to turn it on is you just push this tiny little button.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay, yep.
That's easy.
That's it.
Okay, we can totally do that.
This is your volume control as well. So it has 9 different volume settings because people have different levels of hearing loss, different comfort levels even. You just push the little button. It will change for you.
That's all I have to do.
That's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about an app. You don't have to worry about downloading something. You don't have to worry about keeping your phone with you.
Yeah.
That's it. Really simple.
And there's only one button, so you can't even get it wrong.
No.
This just is simple and easier and easier. And I will tell you though, if you ever have a question once you get these home, one of my favorite things is that you have that free support from a licensed professional. So you can call and the information is going to come with you when you place your order. And so I can call and there's no such thing as a crazy question.
No, absolutely not. There's no such thing. The only crazy question is the one you don't ask. That's the only bad bad question. You know, go back to grade school. The only bad question is the one you don't ask. No, we love talking to our customers. We love talking to our patients. And when you do call, you're going to talk to a licensed professional. We have 30 of them or more on staff, audiologists and hearing instrument specialists. They're all based in the U.S. and they all have on average 10 plus years of experience working in clinics and working with patients. So if you're not sure, am I using the right dome? Should I switch to the large dome? Should I switch to the small dome? Not a problem. We'd love to talk to you about that. Even ask you to maybe send us a picture. We can tell from a picture if it's right or wrong.
Wow.
You can email us, you can video chat us, you can call us, you can text us. We even have some people that send us letters.
Oh my God.
We'd love to talk to you, however that works for you.
So it's literally, you're getting everything that you need right here.
Yep.
You're getting 2K. You never have to buy batteries because these are rechargeable. So you're not chasing batteries and trying to figure out how to deal with small, little, tiny batteries or anything like that. You get everything that you need for a comfortable fit and to adjust the sound that is comfortable for you. And if you ever have a question, you call them.
Yep.
You call the pros.
Absolutely.
I cannot think of an easier way to kind of usher yourself into wearing hearing aids. Because I'll tell you, when I kind of liken hearing aids to glasses.
Yes.
Sometimes we resist for a long time, but when we finally put on those glasses and everything is clear, we say, why did I resist for so long?
Oh, yeah.
And maybe for you, that's the same thing with a hearing aid. As a matter of fact, when we talk about the clarity of hearing,
Yes.
I heard Suming earlier say it's like when it's hard to hear, it's like hearing underwater.
Absolutely. And I think we have a great video of that showing that where you have without hearing aids and then with hearing aids. And that's very much what it does. It's, you can still hear, but it's not clear. It's not crisp. And I really loved her thought on that. Yeah, it's like being underwater. It's like being muffled.
Yes.
And then you get that clarity. So I don't know if we're able to
Let's
play.
listen to
The
that.
first day I had his MD hearing aids on, he didn't tell me he had them on. And we were in the car, we were going someplace, and I was noticing he really understands me today. He said, you know, it was just sharp. He said, the words don't blur at all.
And that evening, we went out with another couple, and I had no problem hearing anybody sitting across the table or sitting next to me.
And in noisy restaurants, he can still hear. We even went to the movies this past month twice, because now he can hear what the movie's saying.
I've had no problem with them speaking to people, talking to people.
You can even talk on the phone now.
I talk,
Which you
that's-
never had
the
a
phone
to do
is
that.
a very big thing.
So I said, well, I think we should see about these. I could have saved a lot of money.
So that's Jim and Janice.
Yes.
We love Jim and Janice. But the backstory to that is Janice bought Jim the hearing aids. She knew he wasn't hearing all that well. And she's like, I'm just going to buy these for you. She got them home and he's like, nope, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing this. So she just put them on the counter. Well, then he's like, I'm going to wear them. I'm going to like get her off my back. I'm going to wear them. So he put them in and they went out and they used, like you heard, they went in the car. She didn't even know he had them on until she knows he started hearing better. That's her spouse of 50 years. And she didn't recognize that he had them on until she knows she was hearing better. And then them talking about all the things that they weren't doing, you know, going to the movies with friends or going out to dinner with friends, going to the movies. They were going back to the movies a couple times last month, going out to dinner with friends, talking on the phone, all those things that he had isolated himself from that now he's doing again.
Because when you think about, when I saw that, I was thinking, yeah, I hadn't thought about kind of not being able to really talk on the phone comfortably.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah.
you know, not being, and so think about who you talk on the phone to, your kids, your friends, your family. And if you can't really talk on the phone with them, then you really are isolated. If you can't go
Absolutely.
out to the movies because it's hard for you to hear, then you are kind of, every step that you resist, you're kind of isolating yourself more and more back. That's why I say these are so important, because it allows you to open up your life again in a way that maybe you've been wanting to, but it's been difficult for you too. I will say, I know a lot of you are shopping, so if you can use hsn.com, please do it. It will be your fastest way to pick up your today's special. As you're looking at these two, the FlexPay is $50, which means you don't even have to commit fully. $50, we'll send it right on out to you. You can use any major credit card and just get them home and try them out. It's so funny, Dr. Sandra, because I understand that people don't want the world to know that they have a hearing aid.
Yes.
But because they are so, you almost do not see them.
No, you really almost don't. And to me, saying huh, asking someone to repeat themselves, that's a much bigger tell than a hearing aid you can't even see.
That's right.
So,
and you notice how, so if you're thinking, well, do I really need these? If it does sound a little bit muffled to you, or maybe considerably muffled to you, you're going to enjoy the clarity of this. If you do find that you're saying, can you repeat that? What did you say? Or you get into like an argument with a spouse when she says, I thought you said you were going to pick up milk after work. And you're like, I didn't hear you say that.
I didn't hear you say that. Yeah, absolutely. Or I missed that. Or you'll confuse simple words like bat, rat. Like you're missing some of that clarity. So.
Yes, that's how you know. And for some people it is very clear, but for others maybe not so much. So the fact that we've got these for you now and you've got a 45-day return period means you can get them home and try them out at your leisure, just like Jim did.
Just like Jim Jones did, absolutely.
Yes,
and that 45 days is so important because it takes 21 days for your brain to establish a new habit. So whether that's a new exercise routine or better hearing, it takes 21 days for your brain to do that. So we don't want you to be limited to those 21 days. That's why we double it and give you a little bit extra for that 45-day trial period. So you get a really good really good opportunity to try the hearing aids in multiple different environments. And I know we have 4th of July coming up. Memorial Day, Labor Day, and 4th of July. Those are the day after that is some of our busiest days because that's when, you're spending time with your family, you're going to barbecues, picnics. I'm so glad we're doing this before 4th of July so that if you're one of those people that think, well, maybe I wasn't hearing as well at the last picnic, or, oh, I'm going to see these family and friends that I haven't seen in a while, and maybe I should do something about it. This is your opportunity to do that before all the picnics and the festivities of next weekend.
It's very
and
true.
have that and be able to, talk to that family if you haven't.
Talk to them comfortably, hear what they're saying, be able to have that conversation. Let's talk about, I want to share with you, when we talk about the clarity of sound, what that actually sounds like. So listen to this.
Played out in the sandbox and I made a big castle. Then we went inside and had soup for lunch. Chicken noodle is mine.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. How are you? Are you excited for vacation?
Yeah, we're going to the Finger Lakes this year. Have you ever been there?
I haven't. Where are they?
It's home to amazing parks and restaurants and fabulous attractions, like the Field Museum, the Museum of Science and Industry, the Adler Planetarium, and the Shedd Aquarium.
Yeah, and that just shows, you often can hear with hearing loss, but you just need people to speak a little bit louder, or it might sound like they're mumbling, or you're turning the TV up louder than you used to. You can hear, but it's just not crisp. It's just not clear. And that's what I love that simulation shows, is you're getting that clarity back.
Yes.
Which is so important.
And that is what's missing. Like you said, sometimes it's a matter of, I missed the word you said. I thought you said, one thing versus the other, and it can make a big difference. It could be in a phone number. You write down the wrong number, and then that changes everything.
For sure.
And so the fact that you get everything that you need, you get the ease of comfort in terms of, if you ever have a question, you call MDHearing, and they have licensed professionals who can answer your question, and they know the answers, and they know, and this is a company that truly, working with audiologists, to create the products that you're going to be using every single day. We've got everything that you need. The FlexPay is $50. You can use any major credit card. Even if you've never shopped with HSN before, but you're seeing this now and you recognize a need for having hearing aid, this would be a really great time to go ahead and pick yours up. Now, as we're looking at this, is there anything like, let's say I am brand new to hearing. Let's say I'm by myself. I don't have anybody who can help me. And I'm just going to be kind of jumping in on my own.
Wonderful. Great. Please do. So when you get them home, you're going to open them up. You're going to charge them. That takes about 2.5 hours. You're going to take them out of the case, and the case is labeled right and left. So it's really easy. Take it out, turn it on, and it's going to light up blue for you. When you're turning it on, and getting nice and tight there.
There's that blue.
Nice blue, lets you know it's on. You want that L or R facing away from you, and you slip it in your ear. I'm already wearing one, which you can't see, which is why I can't put this one in my ear. And then adjust the volume. The volume is just this one little button. You just push it till things sound comfortable for you. And that's it. It's very simple. Our manual's amazing. So the team that works on our manual is absolutely fantastic people. We have a lot of pictures. If you're, more visual learner, everything's written. If you are, if you prefer the written word, we have videos on our website if you're not sure how to do something, if that's a style of learning. And if you just want someone to walk you through it, call us.
I love that.
Talk to one of our licensed people. You could talk to, Kevin. He's in Mississippi. He'd love to talk to you. You can talk to Kathy. She's out in California. You can talk to Dr. Mbachu. She's in Texas. We have people all over the country. So just call in, talk to somebody. We actually had one of our HSN customers back from April. She called in and happened to talk to Debbie, who I had referenced last time. And she's like, oh my gosh, Debbie, you're really you. And Debbie's like, I am. I'm really me. Yeah. So really real people.
Real people that you can talk to and you can ask them your questions. Let me ask you a couple, because I know some people might be watching and thinking, so I get two, and you were saying earlier, usually hair loss is in both ears, but could I just wear one if I wanted to?
You could, but it's not recommended.
Okay.
So the reason it's not recommended is for things like background noise. With two ears, you're going to hear better in background noise with two than just with one. We have two ears for a reason. That's why. For safety as well. That's really the big one. So when you're wearing a hearing aid in one ear, your brain's going to want to focus on that ear because it hears that ear better. If the other ear is left alone, you're going to think everything's coming from this side. So you might be outside, hear a car, hear a bus, and look right, thinking, oh, it's coming from that side because that's where I'm hearing it. But it's actually coming left. So you want that spatial awareness. You want to know where those sounds are coming from. That's why you wear two.
Good. See, that's why you ask the doctor. That's why you ask. Let me ask you, okay, so if I'm wearing two, does the volume have to be the same in each one?
It doesn't. It actually depends on your hearing. So for most people, that is going to be similar in both ears. But some people have a little more dominant ear, where one ear they might want a little louder, one ear they might want a little softer. That's okay. That just sort of depends on how you're hearing. I wouldn't recommend drastic differences, but a little bit one way or the other, that's fairly common.
And then how often would I need to charge them?
You charge them overnight, but they're going to last 18 hours for you. So we recommend charging it each night. But if you forget and you don't have time to do a full charge, that's okay too. That's part of why the little lights are so important, because it'll tell you when one light is lit up is less of a charge than if two or three a full charge. So if you forgot to charge them overnight, you're going out the next day like, oh goodness, what do I need to do? Just put them in the charger and see, oh, I have two lights lit up. That's going to get me 10 hours. So I'm good to go for the rest of the day.
This might be a crazy question, but can I wear them in the shower?
You can't actually.
Oh, okay.
So
I cannot.
You cannot. No, you cannot. But I love when people call us and say, hey, so I wore my aids in the shower, because that means they're so comfortable. They're used to wearing them. It's part of their life. Don't worry about, we can help you with that.
Okay,
that's
perfect.
Okay. It's not, if you jump in the shower with it and get out right away and notice it, which you'll notice because you'll hear the water better than you normally do, they'll probably be just fine. Probably, no promises, but probably. If you submerge them, and go in the ocean for half an hour, then you got to call us. We're gonna help you out with that.
Okay, I love that. See, and this is the thing. These are the questions that you can ask, and you didn't. I love that Dr. Sandra did not judge me for my questions.
No, definitely not.
Anything that you want to know, all of the information is right here, and you can ask. There's licensed professionals when you get these home. And the way that you get them home is the way that you shop for everything here at HSN. I like to use the app on my phone, the HSN app. You might want to use that QR code, smart, because it gets you in really fast. Or you can go to hsn.com and type in 905-539. This is our today's special. It is the only hearing aid today special that we are going to have for the entire year of 2025. And it is the lowest price that we've got as well. Because if you were going to put this set together on your own, you'd be paying almost $400. And today you don't have to. Today we've got it for less than $250. And I know if somebody's saying, well, that's too good to be true. We can't do it all the time. But it was important for us to be able to bring the quantity that we have, to bring it in for one day only and give you what you need. When we talk about this hour is called living, it's called limitless living.
Yeah, I love that.
When we have something like hearing loss that's stopping us from living, then we're imparting limits around us. But with this, it allows us to step out a little bit more. And when we started the presentation, we were saying some of the reasons why people might not wear hearing aids even though they need to is because of they don't want people to know that they have them on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And these you can't even
You
see.
can't even see. I've been wearing it the entire time. I've been wearing it the whole presentation. I've been wearing it every presentation I've had today. You cannot see it, you know, from head on. If I turn to the back and you look into my ear canal, you can see it. But even then, it's really small.
Right.
And how often do you go around looking in people's ear canals?
Right. You don't.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't.
And even like you were saying about, you know, if you're somebody who has to ask people to repeat themselves.
Absolutely.
Or maybe you don't ask. You just don't get the information that you actually need.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
That's even sadder.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, you know, family, friends, for sure. But think about doctor's visits. You know, going to, you know, I just went to a new optometrist and, you know, I need to make sure I'm hearing what's going on with my eyes. So, you know, hearing takes us away from people, and those people can be our loved ones, family, friends. It can also be medical professionals that are trying to help us, the person working on your car. Hearing is part of our daily life, and this can help you be back in life.
Okay, and this is the way that you go. We're going to take a listen to a testimonial so that you can hear from other people who really had the benefits of the MD hearing aids. And while you're listening, I want you to go ahead and place your order.
So far, my experience has been excellent with the hearing aids. They've given me no problems. The charger is great. These are the real deal. They're very good.
I am extremely happy.
And I like that it was extra small and that it was in ear.
I'm finding it simple to use. I would highly recommend this for anybody.
MD Hearing remotely was outstanding, with outstanding service.
They seem to work. They work. I can hear noises that I couldn't normally hear or sound, and I'm pretty confident.
If someone asked me about purchasing these hearing aids, I would say yes.
I like him.
I do too. So the great thing that I love about those testimonials, clearly those are not paid actors. Clearly those are cell phone videos, and they're not solicited. They're not paid actors. What they are is we send a lot of emails, you know, just asking how you're doing, do you need any help? And we give people the option, if you don't want to type back, you can just send us a video message. And these were some of the video messages we got. Just, hey, I'm doing great. Wonderful. I love the one gentleman. He's like, I feel confident.
Yes, for sure.
Amazing.
Now, I did notice that there were a lot of men in that. Is that indicative of hearing loss?
Hearing loss does affect men more so than women.
I did not know that.
Well, if you think about a lot of the ways we lose our hearing is environmental factors, so noisy things. And men simply tend to have more noisy hobbies than women do.
Okay.
So, but when we look at overall hearing loss, if you are age 50 plus, there's a 25% chance that you have hearing loss. If you are age 80 plus, there's a 50% chance, 1 in 2, that you have hearing loss.
Really?
It's very, very common.
It is
very common. And that's across both genders.
Well, this is the thing. So if it's common,
yes,
then it's surprising that it's been so difficult and so expensive to get hearing aids
for so long, yes.
For such a long time. And the fact that we've got this, and it's the only one we're going to have as a Today Special for the entire year. You are in the right place at the right time. You are watching, and whether it's for you or whether it's for a loved one, what's great is that you get everything that you need. And let's say it's going to be you and your loved one. Maybe it's not just you know, just that you're shopping for a spouse. Maybe you both need the Today Special. That's one of the best reasons for FlexPay, because you could actually, if you're going to have 2 coming to your household, then use FlexPay, use the free shipping, you get everything that you need, and they work comfortably, so you and your partner can now have that clarity of hearing, because ultimately that's what it's all about. And Dr. Sandra, to your point, it's not that you can't hear anything. You just can't hear clearly.
Exactly. So you might miss words. It might sound like people are mumbling. That's one of the most common is, oh, if you would just talk more clearly, I'd understand you. So it's really common. We want to push the problem onto someone else. If you talked more clearly, if you didn't, you know, mumble, then I'd hear you. When really, no, it's hearing loss.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
It's when you can't, it's not clear. You're missing words. You're missing what somebody said. You're turning up the television louder than everybody else would agree that it is
Absolutely.
normal, right?
Yes.
You might be listening on volume 50 when really it should have been on volume 20.
Yeah.
All of these things are kind of inching you into knowing I need hearing aids. This is the time to go ahead and get it. We're going to listen to another video so that you could really hear when we talk about clarity of sound, the difference between a mumble, that underwater kind of sound versus a more clear volume. Let's listen.
Played out in the sandbox and I made a big castle. Then we went inside and had soup for lunch. Chicken noodle is mine.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. How are you? Are you excited for vacation?
I am. We're going to the Finger Lakes this year. Have you ever been there?
I haven't. Where are they?
It's home to amazing parks and restaurants and fabulous attractions, like the Field Museum, the Museum of Science and Industry, the Adler Planetarium, and the Shedd Aquarium.
So when I listen to that, you know, you can hear, like I said, you can hear without the hearing aids, but when you do, that clarity comes into focus, that crispness comes into focus. And for me, I almost relax because you're straining so hard to hear. And then when they put the color on and say, oh, with hearing aids, you just sort of relax a little bit because you don't have to strain as much. You don't have to focus as hard to get that message.
I was thinking that exact same thing. I liken it to, because I wear readers now, and for a lot of years I resisted wearing readers. And then when I started to put them on, I'm like, oh, I can clearly read this.
Yes.
And if I take them off, I can still read it, but I really have to focus and read it.
Yes.
It would be so much nicer if it were just clear and comfortable.
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
That's what the hearing aids are about. It's clear and comfortable. Focus on what's being said, not focusing on trying to hear what's being said. And so if there's something that you can do that's not expensive, that you're not chasing batteries, that you can adjust as you need to, that if you ever have a question, you can ask a professional and they can answer it for you, and really is going to be comfortable for you, all wrapped up into one. That's what our today's special is from MD Hearing. And when you talk to Dr. Sandra, who is an audiologist, I mean, I know that you've seen it and heard it all.
Oh, yes.
And the fact that this today's special really addresses a lot of people is a big deal.
I'm so happy that we're here for all of those reasons. It's so easy, and just if you think you might have hearing loss, you have nothing to lose by trying. You have that 45-day trial. There's no reason not to do it with the free shipping, with all the amazing things that HSN offers you. Why wouldn't you?
I
don't really know why not.
And we heard, and we'll take you on a tour again of what you get, but we had heard in one of the testimonials how a wife had bought it for her husband. And he kind of balked a little bit at first.
He did,
and then she just left them on the counter and didn't push. And then he went and picked them up and used them.
All by himself.
And that might be the situation for you as well. So take us on a tour of everything.
Sure. So we have the two hearing aids. So left and right, you typically have hearing loss in both ears. They come with medium domes installed, but we're also going to send you smalls and larges because everyone's ear canal is a different size, different shape. So, you might have a little bit of whistling. If you don't have quite the right fit, you might need to go down a size or up a size. And that's something where our customer support can really help you with too. If you're not quite sure, if something doesn't feel quite right, let us know. We'll help you with that. We have the wax guards. Wax guards, think of those as like little buckets. You're going to change those about once a month or so because wax is going to get in your ears. It's supposed to be there. Wax can get in the hearing aids. You have a really easy way to clean it out. You have the two charging cases, which is exclusive to HSN. We don't do that anywhere else. So you have the one charging case, and then if you lose it, if you need a backup, if you want to put another one in your purse or in your car, you have another backup for that, which is great. You have a cleaning brush. It's just very simple brush, really easy to wipe them out. You have a recharger cord and the brick as well. And the thing that I love about them being rechargeable is when we talked about cost and we talked about those accessibility factors and affordability factors, purchasing hearing aid batteries, that can be an affordability factor as well, having to constantly, buy new batteries and, add that to your grocery list or pharmacy list. With the rechargeable hearing aids, you don't have to do that. You just charge them every night and they're going to last 18 plus hours for you.
Oh, wow.
Which is wonderful.
That is wonderful.
I mean, I don't want to be awake more than 18 hours.
No.
So.
And then when you want to charge them, you pop them right back
Yep.
in the case. And I'm going to turn this upside down so that you can see
Yeah,
they're
they
magnetic.
don't fall out.
They are not
No.
going to fall out. You're not going to easily lose them when they're in the case.
Mm-hmm.
They've been so well thought out. I don't have this case on, but when the case is charged, it'll show you how much of a charge you have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just all in all, such a worthwhile today's special that I'm so glad that so many of you are taking advantage of. Shop on hsn.com, and if you go there, you're going to see this on the home screen. 905-539 is the number to get yours home, okay? Thank you so much, Dr. Sandra.
Thank you so much for being here.
What time are we seeing you back?
At 6 p.m. Eastern,
All
and then
right.
10 p.m. Eastern, and then I'm gone.
And then that's it.
Then that's it.
And
Yep.
this is the only Hearing Aid Today special of the entire year, so do not miss out on it. Put it on your shopping cart, and then go ahead and make sure that you check out. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you again back
See you
again
at
a little bit
6.
later,
Wonderful.
back at 6.
Thank you.
And we've got more Limitless Living coming up on the other side.